True last few days. Ah, you make it sound so somber. Oh, let me. I don't feel like putting up the. What's it called? It's okay. You know, everyone goes through their own little arcs and stuff. This is a little character arc, you know? Honestly, that's why I haven't I've been playing Genshin nonstop. I mean, it's not like I'm dying. Plus, that just means that I'm getting a different kind of freedom, you know? Financial freedom. At least to some level. Yeah, my physical freedom. There was this one meme I saw when I was really younger, and it was like these little bars showing the what's it called? It was like this little bar graph, and they were showing energy, money, and time when you're young, when you're an adult, and when you're old. It's like when you're old, you have no energy, but you have all the money and the time left. When you're adult, you have no time. You have some energy, but you have money. When you're young, you got no money, but you got all the time and all the energy. I'm like, that feels very relevant right now. I'm trying to think of which one I should do. I have all these things. What is this one? Soon. Yeah, it was a really popular Facebook post back in the day.
Yesterday as well.
I still have yet to figure out why this area is like this and how to break that one little spot. But I did get the little, what's it called? Dendrogana that was up here because I used Kanich. I've been using Amber a lot recently with the Dendro build. Earlier, I was literally just treasure hunting. I was just hunting for treasures, seeing what I had missed. I had originally started by trying to figure out why I never finished this. Was it this one? No, it was Static Views. It's like proceed to the place where the painting was shown, and I remember going, but I just skipped over whatever Paimon said, and I'm like, screw it, I don't feel like doing it. So I just wandered around the I just wandered around this little area. It shows it on the little book. You know where this thing is in like the big forest? It's like one of the, yeah, like this thing. I was wandering around there because I knew that there was a bunch of like little treasures that I hadn't done.
Why not keep me company for a
So I was
while?
just like, bet, let's
There'll
just
be
do that
plenty
for a
of time
while.
for work later.
But it seems as there's a little thing here, but I don't really know what it is about. So I'm gonna just do that for a little bit.
There's something that I'm very concerned about. Yes. I didn't mention it just now, but do you remember when I told you that the power in the crystal is very similar to mine, yet also different? The elemental power inside the crystal is completely identical to that of the fungus. What? Exactly. The prophecy that I mentioned was probably an agreement that I made with an elemental life form that once represented its race. I had to deal with the forbidden knowledge to save their homeland. The process, however, took
Is it
away
her
some of
story
my
quest?
memories.
It might be?
That sequence of events would explain
really
the
don't
persistent
remember.
feeling that I had unfinished business. Makes sense. Too bad it's unable to tell us more.
It just seems that I had started it but didn't
I've
finish
been
it.
trying to think of a place that fits the description of its homeland, but I'm unable to come up with anything. Agreed. I really want to send them home, so they won't have to wander around anymore.
The road here is a little rough. I'll lead the way.
Don't worry, Paimon can handle any road! Ah! Enemies! You're up, traveler! Hey!
Don't be such a brute. You're in for a little shock.
My Kanichi build is like half-assed. Cause I did get like some good what's it called? Some good artifacts for him. But they're like not the best, so I don't really want to continue leveling them
With
up.
such skills, you all would have definitely been able to find a way to survive the apocalypse.
I do need to ascend him one last time. I'm at like his final ascension. I have a good chunk of the materials, but not all of them.
No, we didn't. The appearance of our kind will change according to the environment. After communicating with various living organisms in Sumeru, we discovered that fungi are the life form most adapted to live in these lands. Thus, we gradually took the form of fungi and became a part of their group.
It's hard to believe that's even possible.
The most important instinct any life form possesses is adapting to the environment. I don't think that should
I started
surprise
falling
you.
back into my Genshin
Your hand is shaped like that for a
Genshin
reason,
what's it called?
so you are able to grip and use tools more
Theories.
easily.
The lore theories about like all the archons and stuff.
The reason why fungi absorb
And like their whole
elemental
demon
power
names
is
and
to blend
stuff.
with the environment
I
and fend
really
off
like
natural
Farina's
predators.
demon name. Folsalore? It's such a pretty name.
We are dendro life forms, one of the most ancient life forms in this land. That is why we are so adaptable.
So you mean, if Paimon wanted to, Paimon could change into a different form as well?
Not as freely, I'm afraid. You would require a long time to make that happen. Although this is common sense to us, it is still extremely difficult to explain. Putting it as simply as possible, changing form requires energy. And energy comes with time.
Wait. When did this come from? Okay. We are dendro life forms, one of the most ancient life forms in this land. That is why we're so adaptable. To blend with the environment and fend off natural predators.
You cannot make a sprout grow into a giant tree instantly, nor can you force a tree to bear fruit overnight.
I mean, that makes sense, right? There's these,
I see. Humans have a term for this. It's called growth.
That's right.
Ah, you're so smart, Nahida. Paimon gets it now.
Growth. I see. Yes, then this is what you would call growth.
In a way, I suppose
A most
it is a
beautiful
form of
word.
growth.
I shall enjoy it more as we walk.
I think I sent you like a bunch of the lore TikTok
Farther is it?
genshin edits,
We're about halfway there. You're doing great, Paimon.
but
Do you need me to carry you?
knowing you, you probably haven't seen any of my TikToks that I sent you.
Oh, no. Paimon was just curious. Paimon isn't that tired. You seem to enjoy taking care of others.
You think so?
I know.
Does the Lord of
I
Dendro
was
need to be
sensing it.
carried?
That would be awkward, wouldn't it? Why don't you fly up and sit on top of my head? We can figure out who will carry who later. We have monsters here. I'll protect us. Hey?
Also,
I think we may have a different understanding of carrying someone. No matter whether it's tired or not, my child is always happy when I put it on my back and give it a ride.
they have a child?
Child? You mean the fungi we ran into earlier?
Yes, one was my friend, and the other was my child.
And I've seen so
Why can't you
many
kids
of there's like animations
Because it's
of
just a
the
fungus.
Fontaine
I don't want my
storyline, and
presence to
man,
change or affect the original state
people
of
are
the
so
fungi
talented.
species here. However, it is slightly different from
I don't have the
ordinary
energy to put time
It must be a
into
really cute name.
working on doing better at art.
You know, like Bongo had.
You have an odd
Like, if I don't get it instantly,
Strange
I give up.
and cute at the same time. It's a name only Paimon would be able to come up with. That's right.
The name I came up with was not as creative as Paimon's. I learned it from an adventurer. Its name is... I'm sorry, but I've forgotten. Seems like I've forgotten many important things. Yes, I must remember it before I return. It's just as important as my homeland. Yes, this way. We're almost there.
Oh, is this why this is here? This is part of the story quest? Oh, this is gonna be sad, isn't it?
It's the withering.
See, we were trying to figure out what this was all about the last time we saw it. It turns out it was all about this.
Yes, I have heard humans also call it that before. It's the last form we take when we're at the end of our life.
Last form.
Paimon doesn't understand. It's trying to say that when they've suffered enough and reached the end of their life, they become a tumor of the withering.
Damn.
Yes, I would have also suffered the same fate if it wasn't for the Lord of Dendro's help.
So, this
Is it
how
spoilers?
the withering is formed? Previous research has revealed that forbidden knowledge is the root cause of the withering.
Forbidden knowledge?
But even if forbidden knowledge has been completely removed, its influence still remains, which is why the withering remains even after forbidden knowledge has disappeared. They've been tormented by forbidden knowledge for a long time. It's understandable that they will eventually become the withering. But what a sad and pitiful end.
When I left my homeland, flowers like these filled the fields. Each bloom represented an individual life. They grew in the pristine lakes, in the fertile soil, in my home, and in the homes of my friends. They grew everywhere, until the world suddenly lost all its color and became tainted and murky. But it's all right. Our life essence, elemental power, still resides in this flower. After an adventurer clears the withering, I will quietly draw near the area. If I can sense the elemental power of my companions, then I take them with me.
Oh, this is making me emotional.
But that would mean the effects of forbidden knowledge could have...
It's okay. That's not important anymore. I just hope that they can all make it back home. It's not right to leave them to simply perish in the open like this. Now that we finally have the chance to return home, each one I manage to bring back will make me that much happier.
I understand. Just leave it to us. So you're worried about me. It's fine. Forbidden knowledge doesn't exist anymore. It's natural to want to be overcautious when dealing with a highly venomous snake. But when all that's left is its skeleton, there's nothing to worry about. Paimon doesn't get what you two are talking about, but we're all ready to go now, right?
I like how Nahida speaks.
We've dealt with the withering countless times already.
That's how I'd be speaking in my head. Hey. Hey. What the heck? Oh, I got a trial version of Nikita. Loki, I might like mine better.
Hey!
Let's spark things.
Let it rain! Go, go! Don't worry about me. Let the show begin. Hey? La, 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 la. Hey? Get him!
Come a little closer.
Delulu, just a little bit. And it's gone.
As I expected, it's the last of my kind that I'm aware of. So it wasn't able to make it to the end. If only it could have held on just a little longer.
Damn. All these things always make me so sad.
I hope that you will be free of this pain after returning home. Just thinking about how many elemental life forms have turned into tumors of the withering makes Paimon sad.
Me too, Paimon.
It's okay. As long as elemental power still exists, then we will still be around. An external form is but a gift of time. Through growth comes change, and even abandonment of previous forms. However, Our true nature is not so easily affected.
It wouldn't have come to this if we were able to cure them earlier. But I will cure all of them. Even if it's just for the sake of the rainforest and all the life forms that live in it.
I have been doing those.
Thank you,
They're
Lord of
they're
Dendro.
kind of fun, not gonna
It
lie.
was a wise choice for us to place our trust in you and wait.
Hold on. I think I got something.
Let's go, Nahida. Pull out that big
I see.
CPU.
Okay, I understand. Thank you so much. So, they found a fungus that matches the description I gave them. It's currently unconscious.
It must be in a similar situation as I was. We should hurry and go take a look.
Okay, follow me.
What do you think, cutie?
Oh, look. If I had just waited, this would have been here, and I would have been like... whoosh. Or was this already here?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
We're close now. It's just a little further inside.
But there are so many fungi here. They're probably all ordinary fungi, right? Yeah, they won't be happy to see us.
No fighting. These are all its family. Although we belong to different species, we've spent a long time living among the fungi. They are very important to us. They can be reasonable, as long as we try to communicate.
So let us
What should we
communicate.
do? You're the only one who can make it through, right? But you'll need Nahida's power if you want to save that fungus.
I've got an idea. Can you teach me how to change into a fungus?
You want to transform into a fungus? But we don't have time for growth.
Nahida is a god. Changing into a fungus should be a piece of cake for her.
Even
Facts.
gods can't bend the laws of time so easily.
Really?
Then we'll have to enter with the risk of being noticed.
Oh, I need
We
to
may
talk
not
a
be able to
female
avoid a fight.
translator that translates perfectly.
But if spending
for
some of my power will guarantee the safety of you and its family, then I'm willing to try.
All right.
You found this.
You have great elemental power, so you may be able to do it. You will have to use power equal to that which is required to break through the limitations of time. I will lend you the relevant knowledge that I have. It should make your transformation process a little easier.
Alright, I'm ready. Changing into a fungus should be quite an interesting experience.
Lord of Dendro, this is nothing to joke about. I am extremely serious about this.
As am I. I'm not joking at all.
All right. Let's not get hung up here. If it's really possible to turn into a fungus, then why don't we give it a try now?
Okay. Good luck, Lord of Dendro.
Yo, we're trying shrooms. With the dendro. Oh!
Wow,
What are you
you
doing?
really turned into a fungus.
What? Wait, what?
It's actually not too bad. My perspective in this form isn't much different from usual.
What?
The unconscious fungus is just below here. Can you all help me determine which one it is?
Oh, how do we do that?
I'll get close to them while you make your way over from above. You should be able to identify them using elemental sight since they're elemental life forms.
Wait.
Then, all you have to do is repeat the correct answer in your mind. As long as I'm able to see you, then I'll be able to hear your answer.
Okay, got it.
Let me lure away the fungi up top and make way for you.
All right, good luck, Nahida. Let's go, traveler.
Tunnel vision?
You know, our ancestors
Lost
are
in
supposedly used to be able to do something similar.
Being able to think or not being able to think, like staring into space.
There's a fungus on patrol
If you
in
could
the center
shapeshift into
there.
any animal,
staring into
what
It looks
animal would
pretty
you do it to?
vigilant, so I'd better go around it.
Okay. Interesting.
Why is it reacting like that? Uh-oh, the fungus on patrol noticed me. Nah.
Damn. Please let me restart. Okay.
We need to get
There's a
some
fungus on
cookies
patrol in the
Saturday.
center there. It looks pretty vigilant, so I'd better
Oh,
go
I'm
around.
turning my brother. You heard?
What?
We need to get insomnia cookies on Saturday.
Nah.
Insomnia figure?
Please.
You know, skinwalkers originally,
It seems they didn't notice me.
I forgot if
It
they're
seems that fungus won't be moving for the moment.
which Native American tribes they're from, but they're originally a version of Nahuales also, because they have the same kind of
Enjoy your food.
story myth, where they are
There are several
supposedly
fungi here. I'll hide and wait for the traveler
bad
to catch up.
medicine people. Medicine people is what they refer to people with like magic powers and stuff.
That's it. Enjoy your food. Yeah.
So they basically have the same
So this is the one. Understood.
they have the same stories, but you know, they give it different meanings. Sometimes they get like a little confused over time.
Nahida? What's wrong?
I never knew that it was so tiring to change forms like that. I even used the techniques that it taught me. Seems like its warnings were not unfounded.
The power of time accumulates slowly and goes unnoticed. A great price is to be paid if you wish to perform drastic changes instantly.
I see.
Thank you for everything you've done. All seems to have gone according to plan. Now, we simply wait for it to wake up.
Who are you? I apologize. Language is not easy. Need long time.
It's okay, I have good news. Let me explain it to you the fungi way.
Apocalypse ended? Go home now?
Yes, unfortunately, I've forgotten where home is. I was hoping you still remembered.
I remember. Really? That's great! Home. Dendro Dragon.
Dendro Dragon.
Dendro Dragon. Ah, yes, the Dendro Dragon. I'm sorry, I just got so excited. I've probably never expressed such emotions before. But yes, our home is the Dendro Dragon.
Oh, wait a minute. Hyman's confused. Do you mean the Dendro Dragon?
Yes, they're both dragons, but at Pep, the Dendro Dragon has been around for longer and has accumulated dense elemental power. But I don't quite understand. Why?
Because we live inside the Dendro Dragon.
The Dendro Dragon. Inside. Very big. Mountains. Water. Trees. Us.
Bro's
There is
got a
an
whole
entire world
ecosystem.
inside the Dendro Dragon's body.
Kind of like
The
us.
Dendro Dragon nurtured the earliest life forms and protected us inside of itself. It once told us in a majestic voice that once we finally matured, we'd be able to start life in a new world. However, that day never came. Our homeland was the greatest place there ever was before the apocalypse arrived.
Paimon's still confused.
Yes, a very good example. It appears that you're much smarter than Paimon. The only difference is that the Dendro Dragon is much, much larger than any Dendro slime.
Wait, then if that's the case, doesn't that imply that Apep has also been contaminated by forbidden knowledge?
Yes, that is correct. What has suddenly made you look so worried, Lord of Dendro? I haven't seen this expression on you before.
Apep is the most adaptable life form in the world. The forbidden knowledge should have become a part of its body a long time ago. Which means that if all the forbidden knowledge has been eliminated,
then a big void will also form inside the dragon.
I'm afraid so. Its body and soul have probably been in terrible shape for some time now. No wonder I haven't seen Apep for so long. But how did it get contaminated? Was it due to the destruction of King Deshret's civilization? But anyway, Apep disappeared and has been gone ever since that time. It's been enduring unimaginable pain all the while. It's probably in pain as we speak. Yes, how could I have forgotten? If the Dendro Dragon fails to hang on, the elemental power inside it will no longer be able to maintain its form, and will all be dispersed. Dendro elemental power of that concentration will cause the rainforest to overgrow. Giant trees will completely block out the sun. Plants and humans will fight over oxygen. Sumeru will no longer be suitable for sustaining life.
Hey, what about the crystal? Why don't you show it to them and see if they know anything about it?
Yes, I'm sorry. You're right. We don't have time to panic. Have you two ever seen anything like this before?
No.
Its power feels very familiar. Like something from our homeland, but I don't know what it is.
It's the heart of the Dendro Dragon.
It's okay. I'll contact my helpers just as I did before and see if they can locate your other family.
You know, I was
Counting on you all.
I was
Your input is
watching
crucial
this
to
guy
us
that
now.
said that they had some predictions about the way things could go depending on our
Let's wait for their reply
on our
again.
elections.
Oh, I know waiting can feel
Now, this
unbearable
person
at a
says
time
that
like
they
this.
have connections to alien life forms. Whether that's true or not is irrelevant to the predictions, because the predictions that they made were pretty much straightforward,
I can barely
I
hear you.
explained to them that you are
and were
hostile.
like
After seeing you say
kind of like
its
common
family is
sense,
very grateful
sort of,
to you.
a little bit. So the predictions
No, it's
were
real. This whole show is based on him getting
the
video
predictions
camera.
were that if we
recording
vote for
his
Trump,
whole life.
right,
I understand what
that
you're
will
trying
lead
to
to
say.
mass destruction,
Family is very important
aka
to us.
World War III.
No matter when we were actually family,
And like,
it has done a lot to
I can
protect
see
this
that happening,
territory
especially
and
with the way
help
that
us worry
he's
now that it's
basically
about to
just
leave.
as senile as Joe
Can we do
Biden.
one last thing for
Um,
it while we wait?
Of course. I
But
can relate to
they
how it's
said
feeling.
if we
I need
choose
to organize my
the
thoughts as
female,
well.
now they didn't specify, they just said the male or the female. But I'm assuming there are a couple female
There are two
candidates, so
things
it
that
could
wants
fit
you
to
do.
anybody that they
One is to look after the
choose.
land that the food is grown in,
But it's most likely
and the other is
Kamala,
to drive away the plants that are trying to invade the area.
since it seems like everyone's just kind of hoping for that, since like most humans are very nearsighted
We'll take care of it right away.
and will go for things that are easy to understand or accept. and Kamala, instead of voting for a third party, would be the easiest thing to do.
Thank you so
But they
much
said
for your
that
willingness
voting
to
for
help. Sharing
for the
knowledge is a
female
habit of ours.
will lead to first contact. So based on now, when they say they have predictions, they say they avoid saying they have predictions because what they do, or the way they describe future events potentially, is more that they are energy potentials. And by that, it's like where the mass amount of like energy could go
What's
to,
our objective?
and the probabilities that will come with that energy shift. So, one example that they gave of how predictions work is basically just being able to see the two ways that a parallel reality could play out. And one of them, they said that the main reason that Kennedy was assassinated in our timeline was because in a different timeline, he was
No, it's fine. I can barely hear you, by the way.
he had admitted to knowledge of extraterrestrial life, and that had sent the world into like a frenzy, and so he got assassinated later on because it led to, because people weren't ready for that kind of information, which I can low-key see, especially since like everyone was so scared of like literally everything back then. You know, people were turning on their neighbors and stuff all the time. So like I can definitely see that. So he said since we weren't ready for that kind of thing, as a collective, as in everyone's quote unquote higher self or the higher mind, simply chose to go to a reality where that hadn't happened. So when he says that there are predictions, he says these are the potential outcomes for the energy that is flying around in our universe. Now, depending on which one we choose to align ourselves with, whether we say Trump is going to win, whether we say Kamala is going to win, is a conscious connection to that energy. And if we choose to go with the female, as he phrased it, the female energy, then it'll lead to first contact, as in first contact with extraterrestrial life. But that is his prediction for the coming up election. So choosing Trump will lead to destruction, World War III, etc. Choosing Kamala, or the female as he phrased it, will lead to first contact. I think those are pretty interesting predictions, and also pretty like wild thing to predict for the second possible outcome, since it is very much like, oh, so either we get World War III or aliens.
We planted all the seeds! It's time to handle the invading plant life!
I'm waiting. Oh no.
Wildflowers! It wasn't kidding when it said plants were invading!
Now, I think I told you that I had that dream about aliens, and then that it really stuck out to me because like that was the first time I had a dream where it had like
That should be all of them.
a little
That was
timestamp
cute, Taff.
per se, because like I could recognize something as a specific moment in
I've
time.
calmed down now. But it doesn't seem like there's too much we can
Like,
do until we receive
Because it
some
was a
new
birthday
needs.
that I saw in my
Can you
dream.
tell us about the Dendro Dragon? We don't
So
know
like I
anything
know
about it.
what time
Who
that
is
birthday
it?
was supposed to
And what
happen
does it have to do with King Deshret?
or is supposed to happen.
Well, the
So, like, my
history of
idea was,
dragons
like,
starts
oh,
from the very beginning of Teyvat.
It's interesting that there was a specific
Sumeru was a pet's
little
territory.
timestamp in the
In
dream
those days,
about
Oh, so there was no
um,
desert back then?
a dream I had about
not at
a
first.
alien spaceship.
That came when a giant spike fell from the sky.
I don't know if
turning a
I
huge
told you the
section
full
in an
dream.
attempt to adapt to its new environment.
No wonder those two elemental life forms are always talking about the importance of adapting.
Apep has always seen itself as the master of Sumeru, and has refused to recognize the new order that was established. Even now, it probably still holds
Yeah, you
great
remember the dream I told you?
hostility toward the gods. However, powerless against the power in the sky, and then the forbidden knowledge many millennia later, it's been unable to stir up any trouble. Conflicts between the two sides are destined to continue until a balance can
Yeah,
be
so
found.
I thought it was really
As
interesting.
far
And
as
now
I
listening
know,
to this
Apep
little
had been slumbering in the desert, and King Deshret had taken a great
kind of
interest
what's
in
it called?
Maybe this is why Apep was contaminated. I'm not sure what may have led
What
it
would
to
you
become
prediction?
involved, but rescuing it is
It
definitely our
reminded
top
me of that
priority
dream.
right now.
Because
The crystal that
in
I
the
have
dream,
my
it
possession
started
is
off
probably the
as,
key that
you
links
know,
the two
going to
matters
that
together.
birthday party, and then driving off in a car. And as we were driving off in the car, we saw a spaceship. Well, at least I saw the spaceship flying over the car. And I was trying to get everyone to see the spaceship, but no one was paying attention to me. And then as we turned around the corner, it was like we went into this different street, and in that street there was a whole like little battalion of people, like soldiers, but they were like all dressed up in like what looked like it was giving like dystopia vibes, you know. So I was like, whoa, what are they doing? And they said they were looking for specific people. So, you know, in that dream, it's like seeing two different sides of a coin. And it made me think about that prediction. Because I was like, whoa, maybe that's another facet of the dream, you know? But we won't know until the time
You really
comes.
like them, don't you?
Family. Like. Do you not like your family?
That's not what Paimon meant. It's just that you guys aren't actually the same species.
Does that matter? Family likes me. I like family.
Paimon doesn't quite understand.
What it's trying to say is that as long as family members get along well, then nothing else matters. You place importance on appearances, but we do not. We find the experiences, knowledge, and connections we've made to be more important. These are all things that are more reliable than mere external appearances. These are the fruits of time, and the essence of what it means to grow.
Oh, Paimon gets it now. Looks can always change, so what's inside of us is more important. Paimon would still follow you around. Wait, would you not be able to recognize Paimon?
Oh? Understood. Thank you. Still nothing new from the forest. Seems like we won't... It appears we are out of leads to follow. And if no one knows how this crystal works, then the pet may be in danger.
Oh, that was so good.
It's okay. It isn't your fault. I don't think it's a coincidence that neither of you can remember anything about the crystal. Maybe it's because the crystal has a very close connection to forbidden knowledge, which causes memories of it to be unclear. And if that's the case, finding the other fungi still wouldn't help us at all.
The crystal and the apocalypse. The apocalypse and memories. Lord of
The
Dendro,
apocalypse and
do you
memories.
still remember the prophecy?
I do. What about it?
The prophecy is a story that connects events of the past and the future. A family member once said that the apocalypse is a part of us, and that there is value in preserving it. The rest of the family did not approve of its opinion at the time, so it left.
Preserving the apocalypse? Do you mean that there's still some that hasn't been eliminated?
That's not very likely. The power of Irminsul covers every inch of the land. Did the prophecy say where that family member went?
To the
up,
limitless
skunk?
depths east of Sumeru. A murky place that no one can return from.
Yeah, that must be the chasm, right? But what is it doing there?
It's impossible to preserve forbidden knowledge, but what if it can be converted to a different form? I'm sorry if I'm suddenly not making any sense. However, I do think it's possible. Follow me. I'll explain it once we find that elemental life form.
I think I've already done Perils in the Dark, right? Yeah, so I should be able to head to the deepest part of the chasm. Netland, there we go. Yeah. Remember when we spent I think it was a whole summer just exploring the chasm to get all of the treasures? I think we still have a lot of treasures in here that we didn't even try to get. Cause look, I don't even remember passing by here.
So that elemental life form came all the way here on its own and spent a long time by itself? Wouldn't it already have become the Withering like the others?
Well, it's a chasm. There's no
There
organic.
is a chance that it could avoid that end, using the power of something here. I'm referring to what was used to fight against the Abyss. It once repaired the rifts of Tevat long ago. It has the ability to purify and stabilize powers that shouldn't exist in Tevat. Forbidden knowledge that its light has shone upon is kept here forever in a different form. Yep, it's just like soap bubbles that rise to the water's surface.
Another strange metaphor, but Paimon somehow gets this one.
What the Lord of Dendro means is that the apocalypse was altered by the power of the giant spike and hidden within the oozing filth.
Yes, and it shouldn't be far from here. Let's go and take a look.
You're in for a little shock.
I think this thing helps me bounce up, right? Yeah. It's like I never even left the game. Ew. Wait, I have something for it, right? Whoops, wrong thing. Let's see. This thing.
Look, it's over there.
Looks like we'll have to clear out the oozing filth in this area. You two should be able to take care of it, right?
Yep, we know what to do. We'll just use the lumen stone on the oozing concretion.
Yes, the lumen stone on the oozing concretion. I'd completely forgotten about it. Is it dead? It's... Oh. I did it wrong. How do I do it? I don't remember how to do it. Oh, it has to be on that thing, doesn't it?
Oh, we finally managed to rescue it.
It's still
It should be
alive.
the life form from the prophecy.
That light. Wait. Something dark is coming out. Something's not right. What's going on? Didn't Nahida say it was purified?
Maybe it's because such a long amount of time has passed. Although the power of the oozing filth is more stable than that of the apocalypse, it is still a form of dangerous power. It might have lost its mind after being soaked in it for such a long time.
That's so sad.
Oh no. But we still have tons of questions we need to ask. I should be able to purge it with my elemental power. But this is our only chance. Traveler. It's okay. I trust your judgment. I was being a... Oh, yeah! You said that the elemental... You want to use its power.
The Lord of Dendro seems hesitant. It's risky to use its power without fully understanding its intended use.
Don't understand. This no good, that no good. Save life. Important.
Yeah, this guy's
Yes,
speaking facts.
I understand, but this is our only chance to return home. We cannot afford to be careless.
It's okay. There's no need to argue. I'll think of
Can't he
something to do about
purify
the elemental power that will be used.
Stuff himself.
How about this? Traveler, you could try using it. I understand that you have an amazing resistance to forbidden knowledge. Don't overdo it, Traveler. Paimon will be worried.
It worked.
Lord of Dendro, and you others. How long have I been waiting here?
Yay! Looks like it worked!
Lord of Dendro, here in person. Does that mean the apocalypse has come to an end? Wait, did you get smaller again?
Again.
I'm sorry. That portion of my memory is highly unreliable at the moment. I can't seem to remember who you are.
That sounds about right. After all, the purpose of my existence is precisely for those unreliable memories you speak of. You
Interesting.
once said that the apocalypse will be completely eradicated, and that relevant memories will become unstable.
Sis planned
Even
this
you
far ahead.
couldn't promise that you'd remember our agreement after those events take place.
What happened?
However, you are definitely someone who stays true to your word. My sacrifice is nothing compared to your resolve.
You and I made the agreement?
Yes, you used your power to protect me. That is the reason why I was able to survive here. To
Oh,
be
it's
honest,
crying.
I'm nearing my end. I had thought I'd be stronger than this.
No one can withstand the power of the apocalypse.
In order to preserve a somewhat stable memory, I had to change the power of the apocalypse into a different form. Only the giant spike that fell from the sky was capable of doing something like that. But the moment I chose to go through with it is the moment I lost my chance of being rescued by the Lord of Dendro. But enough about me. Lord of Dendro, let's get to the important matter at hand. As you can see, I won't last much longer.
I understand, and I'm sorry, but can you please tell me what this is.
This is a fire seed. It's an essential item for saving the Dendro Dragon. Thankfully, it appears to be in good condition. The Lord of Dendro and our people created this item together. It mimics how the Dendro Dragon's Heart of Oasis operates.
Heart of
The
Oasis.
Dendro Dragon has been tormented by the apocalypse for far too long. It too is nearing the end of its power. However, if you are able to reactivate its Heart of Oasis using the Fire Seed, then the Dendro Dragon will begin to recover. And as a result, our homeland will return to the way it once was.
Vivian, are you getting sleepy?
So the Heart of Oasis is a pep source of power. No wonder the crystal was able to heal this fungus just now. That's what it's used for.
What? You used the
What?
That's... never mind. It's not your fault. You didn't know. The Fire Seed contains a high concentration of elemental power. It is not stable in its current form. To prevent any accidents, please don't use it again.
Since I am its creator, I will take responsibility for it. I assure you there's no need to worry.
All right. Aside from being able to heal the Dendro Dragon, the Fire Seed can also resonate with the Heart of Oasis. In other words, you will be able to find the Dendro Dragon by following the guidance of the Fire Seed. But you should hurry. There is little time to waste.
What about you?
Forget about me. You should hurry home now.
Everyone is returning home, including you.
As I told you, I've already lost my chance to be saved by the Lord of Dendro. Lord of Dendro, I thank you for coming to find me, and for being willing to save the Dendro Dragon. Our past has been saved, and our future has been ensured. It's enough for me, just knowing that they will return home.
Hey, wait! It turned into oozing filth.
Can
Damn.
you use the Lumen Stone once more? I can still feel its elemental power. Please, of all of us, it deserves the chance to return home the most.
This is a small ball of light that it left behind.
I can feel it. I can feel its knowledge and emotions. It has all returned to its original elemental form and is becoming one with the other family members. Do not be sad, my friends. Its wish has come true, and it's very happy right now.
Because its external form doesn't matter, right?
Yes, because our external form does not matter, and our home has been saved. There is nothing more important than being together with family.
Let's go! Home.
Oh man. This is gonna make me emotional.
It's not much further. Follow me. We're close now.
Oh, something that I haven't done yet. I'll bookmark it. I'm getting sleepy. But I feel like I'm getting close to the end of it. So I'll try to finish it a little bit. Oops.
its power lingering and shifting around us. Sometimes it feels distant, but other times it seems close. This is its way of warning us. It has already noticed our presence.
You know, I found out what the little glowing things were about. Do you want to know?
We won't be able to see anything if we keep
It's
going
from the
that
genie.
way.
The genie uses it to recharge its power so that it can either call a sandstorm or get rid of a sandstorm.
Look! Something's over there!
You can't. Oh! Vivian, open your eyes. New dragon just dropped.
A pep, the Dendro Dragon. I knew it would be big, but not that big.
Puny god, puny human, leave my domain.
Novelette who?
Frail life forms like you cannot survive in the endless sands of the desert.
A pep, we're here to save you.
I do not need saving, especially not by you, Brewer. You are no different from Amun. Both of you have only existed for a fraction of
have
what
to.
you know as time. Yet you call yourselves lords of this land by leaning on the heavens' glow. You're better off paying attention to your path ahead, as you will fall where you've fallen before.
Fallen before.
I know that you hate both gods and humans, but you've grown too weak now. Can't you let go of your hatred, even for only a moment?
Let go. For only a moment, foolish Brewer. You will find no gratefulness from me, even if you heal me.
We're not looking for gratefulness. We're
You
looking
will
to get
only
these
be
people back
reviving
home.
the dragon that will destroy Sumeru and the Seven Nations.
Whatever.
No, you're ill, that's all.
That I am. Time will bring death to all. It's unavoidable. Although I am gravely ill, my mind remains clear. I am different from the ancient dragons that came to terms with you.
There's no need for this. There's no point in fighting. What we need is the truth.
The truth. The shackles that the God of Wisdom cannot escape from. I have paid dearly for the truth, and you shall do the same soon enough.
Hey, don't leave! Careful, something's coming. Ah,
What are
is that?
those?
Hyman's never seen that before.
It's our family.
Huh? They're your family too? But they don't look anything like fungi. External form not important. Inner nature say.
The
Right.
composition of their elemental power is identical to ours. In other words, they're residents of our homeland.
Is this what they've become after experiencing the apocalypse?
This is also a form of adaptation, although a most gruesome and pitiful one. Many of our family members never made it out of the Dendro Dragon. They've gradually taken this form in order to survive the apocalypse.
Is there any way to avoid fighting them? Hey! Can you guys talk? We're here to rescue you!
So it shall be.
They've given it their all just to survive.
They're being drawn by the fire seed. Only its power can temporarily free them from their pain. All that remains are the instincts to survive and search for energy needed to do so. Everything else has been discarded in the process of adaptation.
So this is the result of forbidden knowledge. Would our world become the same if forbidden knowledge was allowed to rampage across to that? Like fish struggling on land, unable to find a single puddle of fresh water in the entire world.
Yes, but please try to be gentle with them. They are not evil in nature.
I see everything. Go, Barbara, go! Paimon thinks they used up all their strength. They want to go home.
Yes, it was never their intention to leave the Dendro Dragon.
Is there a way to make them revert to their elemental form? Years of torment is what turned them into their current state. Their external form has become their shackles. It seems only the Fire Seed or Epep's Heart of Oasis can save them. But it'll be risky if we use the Fire Seed again.
Correct. We cannot use the Fire Seed again.
Everyone goes home, not just us. This is becoming quite the dilemma. Let me think for a second.
Contain them in a little cube.
It's fine. Let's use the power of the Fire Seed. I can't bear leaving them in the desert like this. Don't worry, the decision is on me. I'll take responsibility for whatever happens.
For the God of Wisdom, she's very...
It won't require much elemental power. I'm just worried that it'll become unstable. But as long as I use my elemental power to stabilize it a little, it shouldn't be a problem.
If you say so.
Sorry. Stubborn.
Thank you, Lord of Dendro.
Returning home is the most important thing to you. I've come to understand that during our travels. I'm not doing this just to protect you, but also because I hope to use you and your experience and try speaking to Epep again. After all, that giant Dendro Dragon is also your family. Maybe it would listen.
I will stand with you, Lord of Dendro. I will never forget your kindness.
Yes! Thank you. Alright, here it goes.
Family. We will all be able to go home soon.
Whoa, it's shining now.
Oh, wow.
Endless amounts of knowledge and emotions are moving inside of me. They're all very excited. To imagine such growth could be achieved in such a short period of time.
It's because you're carrying everyone's hopes and dreams.
Oh.
Yes, finally, we can go home.
This is the last part. Let's go.
This is the last part, right? Let's be quick about it. There's gotta be a waypoint there. And so there is.
It's as good as done.
I got tired of walking. I'm just speed running it at this point. Oh, another one.
This cave is huge. Could this be where the Dendro Dragon lives? Yeah. Who knows what's inside that cave? Our goal is not only to find the dragon, but to also enter the world inside of it. That will be impossible if we can't get it to cooperate with us. But how are we gonna do that? It doesn't seem to want to help at all. I'll see what I can do. Pep, I I know we don't see eye to eye, and that we have a very different understanding of the world and its orders.
Do you think a pet will become a
we are
playable
both born of
character?
elemental power, and both suffered the torment of forbidden
Actually,
knowledge. We are
probably
not
not.
that different. And right now, we share a common enemy. We should not let our differences get in the way.
Wonder if the Dendro Dragon's even willing to listen.
I don't care about what you believe in, who you hate, or what you've done in the name of hatred. Nor do I expect you to be grateful. I'm here to save both you and your people. My people. They've been searching for a way to save you ever since they left their homeland. They yearn for a chance to return home. And now that everything is over, all the hatred that you harbor has lost its meaning. Rather than continuing to fight, you should consider the life you've produced.
No response.
Your eagerness to survive means that you haven't given up on that world yet. If you claim to know so much more than I, then why don't you truly think about why you want to survive?
I'm gonna just
and why
finish
you're so
this,
vengeful.
and then I'm gonna go. Of course, anything for you, baby girl.
Please keep everyone safe, and send us to the homeland.
Nahida, where are we? Huh? And what about the traveler? Where'd he go?
I was only able to ensure that we made it here safely. It's possible we arrived at different locations.
Well, then let's go have a look up ahead. Paimon's feeling really worried.
Yep, let's go. I wouldn't worry too much. The traveler's no pushover.
Paimon knows that. It's just that Paimon isn't used to not having the traveler around. Let's hurry. He might be just up ahead.
Oh. Some
What's
sort of.
that? That should be the heart of Oasis. All we need to do is light it with the fire seed, and it'll restore a pep with elemental power. The damage it suffered internally will also slowly begin to heal.
Then let's hurry and light it. We still need to find the traveler.
Alright, hang on.
Something happens. Yup.
Wait! The fire seed! What happened?
It shattered. It was even more unstable than I expected.
But why? We barely used it.
I'm not sure. Perhaps the fire seed was only capable of protecting one person? But if I didn't use its power on everyone, there's no way of knowing where you could have been sucked into. And even if that's the case, there's no reason for it to simply shatter, unless...
Unless what?
Unless I was already in a weakened state when I created this fire seed. Which would be when we had first saved the desert.
Oh no. Wait, let's put that aside for a moment. If the fire seed has shattered, wouldn't that mean we came all this way for nothing? Oh. Do you know what we should do now, Nahida? Oh, come on, Paimon, think!
Don't worry, Paimon. This is my responsibility. The fire seed is technically just a ball of highly concentrated elemental power. Although my elemental power is slightly different than that of elemental life forms, I gained a better understanding of it when I turned into a fungus. So, all I have to do is imitate that power, while adding some of my own. And I'll be able to do what the fire seed was supposed to.
You're gonna become the fire seed?
Yes. It'll take a lot of power from me, but it still won't be anything compared to when I was in the desert. I might, however, become even smaller.
Damn.
What happens if you keep getting smaller?
I'll become a blade of grass or a twig. Basically, I'll return to how I was first born. I will be able to unleash power beyond my limits if I can reverse the process of growth.
But you'll lose everything. You'll not only lose your appearance, but you'll lose your emotions, memories, and who knows what else?
That's all right. None of that matters compared to the dangers that the Pep is facing right now.
Such as
No,
the
wait!
weight of a
There
god.
has to be another way. Besides,
Heavy
what will
is the
Sumeru do
head.
if you turn into a twig?
Maybe you and the
Always a
Traveler
crown.
can plant me in the soil of Sumeru once it is all over. I can still communicate with the world through the forest. It's just that you won't be able to see me for some time.
You can't be serious. If the Traveler were here, he definitely wouldn't let you go through with it. If we knew this was how you were going to take responsibility, then we never would have agreed in the first place.
I'm sorry, Paimon, but we're out of options. Not all eagles who have fallen to the ground can soar in the sky once again. But if no risks are taken, then the eagle will be grounded forever.
I love these analogies.
Please, no, Nahida!
She must. Oh?
The fire seed shattered, and she's...
I know. A sacrifice must be made, but not by the Lord of Dendro. We've all grown on this long journey. If the purpose of that growth was to return home, then our wishes have come true.
Of course. Of course.
No, wrong answer.
Would you lend us your power?
Yeah.
You knew it would come to this. All the knowledge, language, and emotions that you have learned will be reverted into pure elemental energy.
The night before.
In your new homeland, nothing of who you were will remain. You won't be remembered by anyone. Is that truly the return you've always dreamed of?
Lord of Dendro, don't be sad. This is not your home. We go home. Lord of Dendro should also go home.
Hear us, please. Feel our heartfelt desires. Awaken!
To imagine such growth could be achieved in such a short period of time.
Of course they had
Because
to
you're carrying everyone's hopes and dreams.
give me a whole thing.
Yes, finally, we can go home.
I'm just making it so much all over again.
Try not to enjoy.
Target acquired.
Bow before your king.
My mistake.
It's your
That was
soul.
unexpected.
Sacrifice.
Let's dance.
No, you're gonna go to sleep right now. You haven't later. Oh yeah, I'm sleeping.
Thank you for protecting me with your elemental power. Goodbye.
Oh my god, I'm here.
We may never meet again.
I'm in your account.
I will
This is.
return no
I
matter
hate
how
this
long
trope.
it
I
takes.
hate this trope.
This is the agreement.
Whenever
we
they
made.
show like memories of things, of like the things you've met along the way, it makes me so sad.
And I wanted to do the training with her. With the section. I got scared when I saw one of the older planes.
Locked on.
Geek. Hup. Heep. Hup. Ha. Heep. Hit. Hup.
Yeah.
Let's dance. Hi. Huh. Huh. Yeah.
Hup. Whoa. Don't be such a brute.
You know, when I used to record videos for YouTube, I used to remember like, that I needed to go out. Like, let's say I went to the bathroom, or let's say I went to the bathroom, or
I'll protect us. Yeah.
My.
Everyone hold it.
I learned a wonderful word. It's Nur, which means light. It will be your name from now on. Good. Sounds like you like it.
Pleasure doing business with you. Hey!
I got him cornered. Time for you to pay the price.
I'll protect us. Huh. Committed to memory. Make yourselves at home. Huh.
Heep. Hup. Heep. Geek. Hup.
Yeah. Hey, go, Barber. Yeah. Huh. Hey! Can you hear Paimon? Say something! You fungi said that your form didn't matter, right? Then let us know that you're alright!
Their knowledge, memories, and emotions have been reverted to elemental power and released. They are no longer able to respond to you. The guardians that have accompanied me for countless eras have also transformed into my elemental power, just as they did. They will be born once again now that they're one. There's nothing to be sad about.
But that's different! They won't ever be the same. Paimon, we will never understand it, and it will never understand us. That's how it's destined to be. But as long as you can be healthy again, then nothing else matters to me, Apep. Samara will be free from threat as long as your health is maintained.
I thought that my rage would be kindled once my power returned to me. However, what I feel now is a feeling that has long eluded me. The feeling of...
The forbidden knowledge influenced you ever since you were contaminated, greatly amplifying your hatred and rage.
Yes, there's no denying that. Although my hatred for that usurper from beyond the heavens still stirs deep within me. Destroying you and your people serves me no purpose. Be that as it may, my position still stands, and I will have nothing to do with you. When you inevitably perish due to your ever-expanding curiosity, I will still sneer and mock you in my heart.
Heesh! Who can put up with you? I respect your decision, and with time, I will prove to you that we will not repeat our mistakes. Before you begin resting, there is one last thing I would like to know. How did you become affected by forbidden knowledge?
It's a long story. We all once believed in the distant past that only forbidden knowledge could give us enough power to defeat the heavenly principles. The Dragon King acquired the power of darkness from outside of this world, and led us in a fight against the order established by the outsiders.
Dragon King?
An unimaginable war took place into that, causing destruction on an unprecedented scale. The world itself was on the verge of collapse. In war, the victor would inherit the right to shape the world, while the losers must turn into ash. But I didn't give up on searching for a way to turn the tides, even after the death of the Dragon King. As I attempted to collect more forbidden knowledge from the corners of the world, as it was on the verge of collapse, I was stopped by the giant spike that fell from the sky. Sand dunes arose where there was only forest. And it was as if even Sumeru itself was trying to tell me that the era of the dragons was over.
But you still didn't give up, did you? Because of Amun Al-Ahmar.
Yes. Al-Ahmar eventually obtained this power with the help of Nabu Malikata. His ambitions continued to grow, and he planned to establish a powerful kingdom in my domain. Although I didn't think much of him, I allowed his actions under one condition. The condition was that after his death, all the knowledge he came to accumulate would belong to me. At that time, I still harbored deep regrets. By the time the Dragon King finally returned, the world had irrevocably changed. Some of the dragons have grown close to your kind, and have forgotten all about our hatred from when the world was taken from us. And some died, leaving behind nothing but their bones, while others chose to flee after experiencing pain and agony. But for me, the scales and will of the Dragon King still shine bright in my heart, even to this day.
I will follow them until the end of my time.
You really are insane.
When Al-Ahmar's proud kingdom collapsed, I swallowed him whole as I agreed, and absorbed his elemental power. However, what I gained was no benefit. No. I gained the apocalypse. I used up all my strength just trying to keep the pain under control. I had no energy to analyze the knowledge he had accumulated. But even then, I still believed that his insanity was far greater than that of my own.
So that's how the apocalypse started.
I admit that I fell for his trap. I was like a final failsafe in his plan. Tiny Booer, and the rest of you, continue forward. I shall keep a watchful eye. How far will a life so dear and precious to the heavenly principles be able to go? I wonder.
dragon will need to rest for a very long time before it is fully healthy again. It's not as ruthless as it was before. Curing the dragon of its illness has seemingly made it more open to reason.
Nobody's in a good mood when they're feeling sick. Even though we accomplished something really important, Paimon still doesn't feel happy for some reason.
Indeed. Although they'll still have the chance to be born again, they've lost their memories of their journey and their feelings for their homeland. Each opportunity for growth is unique in its own way. Perhaps the immense power we released was the pouring out of all these irreplaceable emotions that had built up over time.
Can you really call a place with no family your home?
Family. Right! The Hydra fungus left behind its family. Those two fungi might be waiting for it to return.
Oh yeah! Let's hurry and go take a look! Huh. They're still here! Have they really been waiting here all this time?
We're back. I'm sorry. I really am. But it's gone home and won't be able to return for a very long time. Don't be sad. It did it to protect you. Your happiness is more important to it than anything else in the world. It's said that Newer is its most important family member. That's your name, isn't it? Wow. This is wonderful. So it has left traces of itself after all. They will definitely meet again. Someday.
Can't believe I finished the whole quest.
What happened with
And before people start talking about it, I'm gonna